New business, public hearing spotlight 1004 South Main Street.
Oh, we have the consent.
I
I'll move the
skipped
consent
past-
agenda.
Please, thank you.
I'll move.
Discussion? Please call the roll.
Just a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye. She was supposed to say that.
It's a little warm in here. So, public hearing spotlight 1004 South Main Street, 20-7. Approve spotlight designation, approve acquisition of property at 1004 South Main Street. And we don't have anyone here in the room, so back to, for a motion and a second on 20-7.
I'll move. I'll second approval.
Discussion.
Have we ever budgeted what our sawdust district plan is going to cost us? Even on a pro forma basis, just to estimate
No,
some
you
numbers?
asked that at the last meeting, so
I know, but now we're
actually asked-
spending money every meeting.
I actually asked staff to start putting that together. I expect I'll have that for probably the May meeting. I just couldn't have it ready for this meeting. And these acquisitions are coming out of budgeted 2020 funds, so I'm not real concerned about that. But yes, long-term, it could be millions of dollars, and we are working on that.
But really, you don't want to, if you did a pro forma, then you're establishing a price too. So you don't want to do a per parcel pro forma, but you might want to, it's going to cost us $18 million. Or, I mean, you might want a full pro forma number.
As a public record, we could certainly identify what the assessed values are.
Oh,
of
there
the
you go.
property.
That'd be good.
That's
Okay.
usually where I start.
Okay, thank you.
And that's a nice segue. They are only asking assessed value for this property.
And Mr. Davis, what would you say that this one would be assembled with the other parcels that we approved previously?
Yes, and if you recall, with the Sawdust District plan, we're looking at widening the right-of-way of Main Street, and that would require the acquisition of the properties on the east side. And this would be the first one in this block. That we'd basically have 2 blocks to the north, 2 blocks to the south, that's the 2 blocks we're working on, and this would be the first one of those 2 blocks. And they approached the city with an offer, and city staff took it to closed session at our last meeting, and that's why it's in open session today.
All right. Any other discussion?
Some people might look at that and say it's not blighted. So what is our,
This grant has actually been there. I believe it's blighted.
Yeah, the overall condition, the roof is leaking, the ceilings are caving in because of the roof leaks, there's mold starting because of the roof leaks.
Occupied right now, so nobody's
and-
really maintained.
Yes, so, and the parking lot area itself is the blacktop is all pitted.
I think
Holes.
and I think it's good for public record to show that you've been in there, you've seen it, and that this is
It would
why.
cost us more than 50% of the value to bring it up to occupancy.
Right.
Well, and blight means a lot of things too.
Correct.
But if you're talking physical, which is what most people think of, I think there's plenty of information on the blighted conditions and how much it would cost to actually remove those blighting conditions, and it exceeds the value of the property.
Do you have a sense of what the demo might cost?
At this time, no, only because there's a shared wall, so it's not gonna be able to come down anytime soon.
All right. Okay. All right, if there's no further discussion, please take the roll.
Belter?
Aye.
Lasky?
Aye.
Planick?
Aye.
Palmieri?
Aye.
Motion carried 4-0.
Next is a public hearing on Spotlight 1628 Liberty. 20-8, approve Spotlight designation, approve acquisition of property at 1628 Liberty Street. Here for that. Back to the body for a motion and a second.
I'll move approval of 20-08.
Second.
Discussion?
Property is the first property we're bringing to the RDA regarding a code violation raise order project. This is one of the targeted areas that we introduced for this year, and got both these lined up for code violation acquisition demolition. Both property owners have been agreeable to the acquisition, and this saves the city, the neighborhood, 3+ years in the whole raise order process. So this would end up in the city's hands much sooner than the normal process would be.
Yeah, typically aren't the court proceedings on the raise orders quite extended?
I'd say at least a year, more likely 3 years.
This would be rebuilt on, or would this be added to different, like another property?
For this one off
The
the top of
intent
my-
at this time to advertise for sale. So it'll be rebuilt on.
It's the same size lot as the rest of the neighborhood. I read.
Yes, yes. It's a, what is it, 45 or 50 by 130, so yeah, it's a nice sized lot, so. It has to come down.
All right. Any further discussion? If none, then please take the roll.
Belter,
Aye.
Lasky,
Aye.
Sonic,
Aye.
Palmieri.
Aye.
Motion carried 4-0.
And next, we have a public hearing on Spotlight 422 Otter Avenue, 20-09, approve Spotlight designation, approve acquisition of property at 422 Otter Avenue, $15,000. No one here to speak to that. So back to the body for motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Neighbor been contacted regarding the property being for sale?
Beg your pardon?
Has the neighbor been contacted regarding the property being for sale?
I've not talked to the
nobody's-
neighborhood
Kind of the end
association
of a block on a railroad, it's like
Yeah.
a nice expansion of their yard.
The property to the west is quite large already, so I don't believe they would be interested, and it's a rental.
Thank you.
So I don't think they would be interested in it. It is a decent-sized lot, so is the potential for resale.
But it's another property that's been under raise orders from the city, so that's why we're being more aggressive with this one.
And it's also in one of the neighborhood associations.
You said it is under current raise order?
Yes.
Well, it's under exterior maintenance orders on this one.
Razor repair.
But the owner has not kept up the property, so it really needs to come down. And it is vacant.
And do we talk with the neighborhood association first, also to get their input, or?
No, we haven't.
Not this one specifically, but this particular neighborhood association has called us multiple times about blighted properties that need to be torn down in their neighborhood. And this isn't the only one that we're looking at.
Okay, so they're supportive of our efforts.
Yes, they're
Okay.
very supportive. That's part of their neighborhood plan, actually, is to tear down all these numerous blighted properties in their neighborhood.
Are we sure it's vacant?
Yes, I've been, well, it's been broken into a few
Right, right.
times, but yes, it's vacant.
All right. Anything else on that item? Please take the roll.
Belter,
Aye.
Lasky,
Aye.
Sonic,
Aye.
Palmieri.
Aye.
Motion carried 4-0.
Next is 20-10, recommend Oshkosh Common Council approve the 2020-2024 Consolidated Plan, 2020 CDBG Community Development Block Grant Action Plan, Citizens Participation Plan, and the Analysis of Impediments to Fair Housing Choice. And not have anyone here for that to speak, so take a motion and a second.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Discussion.
A wide range of topics.
Yes. Well, because the RDA does acquire properties using block grant funds, and the board has asked for direction on various aspects of property acquisitions. So the consolidated plan lays out different strategies that can be looked at for affordable housing, homelessness,
Light removal
light removal, thank you.
and public services.
So there's a variety of, there's 6 strategies in the comprehensive plan, consolidated plan, that are being recommended that the city would look at over the next 5 years. So since the RDA does acquire these properties, we thought it would be a good idea to have you on board with the documents that are being proposed to be adopted, hopefully.
So in the proposed budget, is there a portion of that budget that comes to RDA? Is that
The central city.
Central City? That's what I thought, but I wasn't going to
Yes.
assume
Doesn't
that.
appear in the RDA budget, it appears in a block grant budget.
And it's all subject to HUD approval.
Board. Budget.
And when-
I just had a question, Darlene. I don't know if there's had an opportunity to have any discussion about the public participation piece of it.
Oh, we talked about that probably quite a bit at Plan Commission
Yes.
Okay,
yesterday.
okay. So I unfortunately could not be here for that, so you
We
could,
did advertise, as we are required to, for the 2 public hearings, and we did a neighborhood hearing. I did send out emails to a large group, informing them of the city hall not being open to citizens, but encouraging everybody to provide their written comments, either written or via email, and they would still be included with the plans.
And
Oh.
then they have until when to get us any comments?
Comments are being accepted until April 6th.
oh, I'm sorry, I was misinformed. I was under the impression we still were having the public hearing on that, and they were
Yes, you
going
are.
to be allowed to attend.
Council is having a public hearing on it next Tuesday, hopefully,
Well,
But you mean for this piece?
for all of the documents, yes.
Okay,
So, and then, because our plans are due by April 13th, which doesn't coincide with council meetings. So we are requesting council to approve the plans and authorize their submittal on the 24th. And we are still accepting comments through April 6th. Any comments received will be accepted and attached as exhibits to the appropriate document and then submitted to HUD.
public comment up to this point also included the Survey Monkey and a poll, as well as all the interviews and stakeholder meetings that the consultant performed through the whole process as well.
Correct. And we also sent out paper questionnaires in a month worth of city utility bills,
and there was the joint meeting too between.
the joint workshop.
Yep, the joint workshop.
Yes.
So then what's left in the public participation plan then is just the public hearing piece, correct?
Just the public hearing before the council.
Yes. Okay. Is everybody good?
Technically, there'll be 4 different public hearings, one for each item at the council meeting is what I remember.
Yes, it'll all be under public hearings for the 4 documents, yes.
All right, very good. Thank you. Please take the roll on 20-10.
Belter,
Aye.
Lasky,
Aye.
Ponik,
Aye.
Palmieri.
Aye.
Motion carried 4-0.
Next is 20-11, approve Sawdust District Master Plan.
I'll move approval.
Second?
Discussion? We've had this reviewed several times. Have there been any changes since the last time we reviewed it?
Not that I'm aware of.
We did change that one word, but that was about it. We changed prohibited to discouraged.
Ah, okay,
After a lengthy discussion of
Yeah.
it.
okay. Then
I just think it was a lot of hard work, and it looks really good.
it is starting to come together. All right, then, we have no further discussion. Please take the roll on 20-11.
Belter,
Aye.
Lasky,
Aye.
Hodnik.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
Motion carried 4-0.
Next on the agenda is discussion about long-term community gardens, and since it's not essential, if we would like to lay this over to discuss at a later time, I understand out of courtesy you lay this over for this meeting, but given the timeliness, I'm open to a motion to lay this over if we'd rather move on.
I'll make a motion to lay over the discussion on community garden.
I'll second that motion.
Take the roll? Oh, no, it's discussion. All in favor? All right.
Aye.
It's not a resolution here, so, all right. Next is the Executive Director's report. Davis?
Yes, I'll make it brief. The number of meetings, the number of people at the meetings, and the length of the meeting, I'll keep it brief. Oshkosh Arena update. They did present a plan, and our outside counsel and city attorneys are working through that plan for their bankruptcy plan. Don't have any word on that at this point. Let's see, Rock the Block is still scheduled for May 12th, 14th, and 15th in the Congressfield Neighborhood Association. More than 50 homes should be improved as part of this project, so I like to see the increase.
Alan, can I ask quickly about the arena? Did they make their scheduled tax payment?
They made their one in January. I believe the one is due here at the end of March as well.
Okay.
I don't know about that one.
Okay, thank you.
And I guess I'll just add in a little bit on the Rock the Block. I did meet with Executive Director for Habitat, Tom Simon, last week, and most of those projects are outdoors. And there's still, as you said, still on the calendar, they're anticipating the ability to do some of those projects, with proper distance, and we'll see.
Let's see. The demolition continues at 43 7th, and the staff has actually gotten the quotes and managed to get this demo change order to include 706 South Main on the next council meeting. So hopefully that demo work will continue this spring, and 706 as well as 43 7th rec lanes and the pro shop should be done down in here in April, May, so we can get that RFP out still this spring. So
And what will it look like? Will it be graded into grass?
it's going to be graded into grass.
Okay, oh, good.
All hard surfaces will be removed. Just as a heads up, I'm not sure I included this, but the people at Brooklyn condo building are interested in acquiring some little piece for additional parking. So that'll probably come back to the RDA for slicing a few feet off the property so they can expand their parking, since they won't be able to use the Decades land anymore. So we'll probably keep that hard surface available for them. Let's see. Any other highlights? The parcel H, I, and J, we're still planning on closing by the end of March. They're working on one last item, is what I remember, about that turned into a title work that took a lot of work to finish off. And I don't think I have anything else that isn't already written that we haven't talked about. Be happy to answer any questions.
So that's for the merge.
Yes. Mhm.
The food co-op, right?
Yes.
Maybe a quick question on the next meeting. Would they need to have any garden advice before May 20th so they could do tilling and planting?
Well, this discussion was a request that was something that came forward from a couple of neighborhood associations who are interested in purchasing property permanently
So
or
for
being
permits, okay.
granted by the RDA permanent, if they've been good stewards and that.
So this year's will be fine no matter what.
I believe they're all still a year at a time. Is the one in Menominee South, Darlene, is that one a year-to-year CUP?
How many South, Grove Street?
Yes, Grove Street.
We gave them their termination as of last fall. I have not been in correspondence with them, but I do need to reach out to them after having a conversation with Habitat, that they can proceed through this year, so we'll probably have to have something on the next agenda,
Okay,
that they can go through fall again of this year.
okay.
You made a point of making sure when we were doing the underground investigations, we didn't disturb any of the garden area.
Correct. So
That's
those
still
are all
intact.
intact yet, so,
That one is city-owned.
correct.
Yep.
Oh, so we need to put that on
A council
a
agenda.
future agenda, sorry, yes, for continuation of that CUP.
Yeah, the other discussion item that we laid over was more about citywide at a macro level.
Thank you.
We need to go into closed session.
So you did nothing, there wasn't anything on the Sawyer Street, Oshkosh Ave?
No, other than we're working on the design for the Riverwalk through Rainbow Park right now.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we
Do we need a
need
motion?